What's going on, everyone? So your PS4 battery's gonna die. You're never gonna play your games again. Or at least that's what everyone's telling you on these videos that I'm sure you've seen. But I want to talk about why it's a non-issue and I think kind of ridiculous. So let's say your PS4 battery dies tomorrow. Now you get a new one, you replace it, you connect to PSN, and you're good to go. No problems there. So what is the problem? Well, at some point, people are saying you won't be able to connect to PSN, your battery's going to die, and your PS4 will never work again. So let's talk about why I don't think it's really an issue. So let's start with the PlayStation 3. It came out in 2006, so 15 years ago. Now if you turn your PlayStation 3 on right now, it connects to PSN. Now people, of course, are talking about the PlayStation 3 stores closing, but even after the store closes, your PS3 is still going to connect to PSN. So if Sony decides in a year or 2 years, 3 years, that the PS3 can no longer connect to PSN, let's say it's 2 years. So now it's 2023, that's 17 years after the PlayStation 3 came out. So let's talk about PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 came out in 2013. If you go by the same time period that the PlayStation 3 could still connect to PSN, which we don't even know, it might be able to connect to PSN for another 20 years, or as long as Sony exists. We don't know that, but let's say 17 years. So 2030, the PS4 can't connect to PSN anymore. And magically, the next day your battery dies and your PlayStation 4 is shot. You'll never play your games again, right? Well, that's not really true. So what happens if you have a Sega CD, let's say, and it stops working and you can't get it fixed? Well, if you want one, you go buy a new one. Electronics don't last forever. So your PS4 battery dies in 2030. So what do? Well, they've sold over 100 million PS4s. At that point, there's going to be a ton of them out there for sale. I'm sure you can get one for cheap. You're not going to lose the ability to play your PS4 games. And this is in 2030, 2035. But there's something else we got to talk about. PlayStation 5 plays all your PS4 games, and it plays them better than your PS4 did. So at some point, there's going to be PS5s available. Looks like it's going to sell really well. There's probably going to be 100 million of those out there. So that came out in 2020. So let's say 17 years from then, your PS5 can't connect to PSN. Now we're at 2037. In 2037, your PS5 battery dies and that can't connect to PSN and you'll never play your games again. Well, there's going to be a ton of those out there to buy. So we're really talking about decades in the future. You might have a problem playing your PS4 game. I know by then I'm going to be in my 70s and there's going to be computers the size of your phone that can emulate the PS4 perfectly, I'm sure. So it's not really an issue. People are throwing it out there because scaring people gets views on YouTube. Talking about how Sony's terrible is getting lots of views on YouTube these days. And that's why people are throwing the video out there, but they're not really thinking deeper about the situation. So I'm going to end the video there. If you don't agree with me, let me know. If you agree with me, let me know. I'll discuss anything, and that's it for today. See you next time.